Hey guys, Dave here. If you can see behind me here, I have a 2010 Volvo XC60. Belonged to my parents. It's kind of been just hanging out in the field for a little while. It's got a miss, so we're gonna figure it out and see if we can't get her fixed up. Let's get in here, get the hood popped. Alright, so this one's right here. Alright, so, see what we're working with. Pop this cover off. Alright. Well, alright, so here's what we're going to use. We have this Vevor code reader. So this is actually, this one here is for a BMW, but it will still read OBD2. Yeah, this one's for a BMW. So this unit here is like a full system scanner for a BMW. For non-BMW vehicle, it is only an OBD2 code reader, so it'll only read its codes from the ECU. So let's pull her out, and I have already opened this because I couldn't wait when I got it. Okay, I like the package. This was sent to us by our friends. These are diagnostic cables. Like I said, I've already had it out. So there's our OBD port. Looks like maybe an upgrade cord, update code, or yeah, update cord. So here's our reader. Feels good. Let's get this out here. So, this pulled out. Get our cord stretched out. Oh, and some of you guys who followed me for a while, you may notice that I'm kind of in a different location. I'm still at the house. I built I've been working on this building here. It's a 40 by 60, 14 foot tall metal building. I've been working on this thing since January of this year, and it is currently, oh hell, what month is this? It's end of October. So you can see it's taking me a while. I still don't have electric because I'm kind of going as I get the money. So the still don't have power. The lights and everything are actually wired in from an extension cord from the house. I took to the light switches over here. So all right, let's go check this out here. Oh, there we go. Plug that in. So let's see here. Okay, there we go. Power on. We have 176,000 miles on this. Let me shut this door. Alright, so here's what we are looking at. We have, now if we had a BMW, a Rolls Royce, or a Mini Cooper, we can do a whole lot more. But for this, we really only need, sorry, I was thinking that was touchscreen, but you can go through your selections here, just go through. The buttons feel nice solid. You get a nice Nice feel. So let's go to Diagnostics. Do a quick little scan here. Okay, let's go to read codes. Let's go to current codes. Cylinder 3 misfire detected. Let's go to the next one. Cylinder 6 misfire detected. And then of course you get your standard multiple cylinder misfire. So I'm not really sure why that's even a code. I mean, if it tells you which ones it is. So alright, escape. Any pending? It's gonna be our same 3. Escape. Permanent. There's no permanent codes. So yeah, so there's quite a bit you can still do on here. I do like it. I like how the buttons feel. Buttons feel. You sure you want to exit diagnostic function? Yes. Okay, so we have pretty much what we expected, you know, with a miss. It's, you know, at least we know it's cylinder 3, cylinder 6 misfire. So what we're going to do now, we're going to start with the basics, because it needs it anyway. We're going to do spark plugs and coil packs. So let's get to that. Battery check. I'm curious. Oh look, 11.8 volts. That's cool. I like that. DTC lookup. What is this here? Oh, I can look up codes. That is freaking cool. Okay. That's cool. That's real cool. I like that. Yeah. This thing's awesome. Let's so to go with this, we also have this Vevor mechanic tool set. So we'll set this aside. For those who want to know, this scanner, it's the KW480 from our friends. It's awesome. Okay, we also have, we're going to do these repairs using our Vevor mechanic tool set here. This is a 205 piece kit. You're seeing it for the first time as I am. I think I opened it upside down. Okay, it's just parts list. Alright, let's check this thing out. I'm excited for it. Okay. Oh, there's clips on the side. I'm like, okay, why is it not opening? It just had a little, I guess it was just stuck. Okay, now it's the first time opening it after it's been shipped and everything, so I expect some things to not be in place, but that is not really the case. Got a couple little sockets here that's falling out. Okay, let's take a quick look at these. This is 4mm. Oh my god. Let's take a look. So it goes from 4mm without skipping a size, goes all the way to 19 before it skips a 20. So it goes from 19 to a 21, which I've never seen a 20mm, to be honest with you. So That's probably why. Let's take a look at our standard. We got let's see, quarter, 30 seconds, 5/16, 9/16. There's a quarter drive. Then we go into what, 3/8 here. Oh, okay. Yeah, so they just press down on there. Oh, okay. I like 3/4, 13 7/8. I like that. That's pretty much all your standard sizes. Let's take a look up here. These are our 1/2 inch drive. Now these sockets, man, these things feel real good. They feel quality. So, wow. A 1 inch? Okay. 15/16. You know, most socket sets, they usually stop at 7/8 when you buy a set. I like that it continues. So on our 1/2 inch drive, we go from a 12mm, yes, and a 1/2 inch, 12mm, and then we go up to a 22mm, obviously skipping the 20, a 12mm and a 1/2 inch drive. That's awesome. Okay. And then a 1/2 inch drive, we go from a 1/2 inch to a 1 inch. Oh, I like this. Okay, now our deep sockets, we go from, let's take a look here. We'll start up here with our 1/4 inch drive. We go from 6mm, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's take a look. Is that, yeah, that's 1/4 inch drive. I like, man, God, this is a pretty sweet kit, to be honest with you. Okay, and then we go from a 5/32 to a 1/2 inch 1/4 drive, and then from 3/8 we go from a 1/4 to 7/8. Nice. Okay. 7/8. Oh, these are gonna be so handy. Okay, and then we go, I think we're still okay, and then 3/8 on our metric here. 3/8 drives goes from a 10 to a 21. Yeah, it's still 3/8. I like this, man. These are nice. You know, you got your guys out there like, oh, it's not snap-on, but I have okay, funny thing, I have a crescent set, right? A crescent tool set. Came like this, not as many pieces. The ratchets are almost identical. They feel good. Let me steal a socket here. Steal a socket. Put it on here. So you gotta push the button to release. That's nice. I like that. Let's see. Click. So I'm not holding up the tightest. Click. Click. So it's got a lot of teeth on it. Oh, I'm gonna love this. Okay. Same way, the ratchets feel nice. They're tight. There's almost no kind of, there's like hardly any play in the head.
I like this. So I'm gonna tell you right now, we're gonna be using this for probably all our future videos, just for the fact that this is that just sounds beefy, man. Okay. So what else we got here? Extensions. Got our Allen wrenches. Got our standard. Got our metric. Got our plug sockets. Looks like we have some little nut drivers. That is so cool. Got a pretty strong magnet in there. We got a few that came out during shipping, and I'm gonna say if that's the worst, I can tell you right now, it probably took a whole lot to have these come out. Seems like everything fits in there pretty solid. Well, we'll dig that one out later. Got our 1/4 to 3/8 adapter. Alright, let's check out our wrenches up here. Got our 9/16. They feel solid. We'll definitely be testing these over the next few videos. So today we're going to be, okay, a couple of Torx bits. Up to a 30, T30, T10 to T30. And pretty much your standard sizing. Okay. Yeah, and then you have your standard bits here with your adapters. Oh, that's a real fine tip there. I like that. That'll come in handy too. And then what we got here? Got some more. Oh, okay, some square bit. There's another fine tip one. Okay, I like it. Alright, let's get to this. Let's put this back here. Alright, let's get to this. Alright. Alright, let's start off. We'll remove these coil packs. One. You can tell it's yeah, so okay, got these coil packs pulled. So something else we're going to do on this car eventually. So this car is also going to need a water pump, which will be in a future video whenever I have time, because I'm working, you know, 6 days a week right now at my job that pays the bills. So for the most part, I only do YouTube to kind of just help anybody who may be trying to do this on their own. So let's take a look here. I'm gonna say it's 8mm. And I want to do the 8mm 1/4" drive. Let's try these out here. Okay, let's see, first coil. Yep, 8mm. Guess I can go through and just break them all loose first, huh? I'm gonna say this kit will definitely do the job for you. I like it. I'm tickled to death. It's a great kit. I mean, you can get it on Amazon. I believe it's only $85. and it's 205 pieces. And it's every size you'll probably ever need, to be honest with you, for most of your repairs. Unless you have an Audi or, you know, one of those cars that like to use triple square bolts and all that mess, then you may have to spend a little extra money. But I'd say for 99% of your car repairs, this kit right here will do it for you. So get in here. The other one out. Oh, I didn't loosen that one. So with all my videos, links to all the parts and products I use will be in the description, except for these plugs and coil packs, because my father had already purchased them like so long ago. The coil packs have been sitting inside the car for, I don't know, 2 years maybe, and the actual sleeve of the coil pack has rust on it just from the car sitting. So let me see, I may have to remove, let's see here, I may pull these grounds and pull some of this stuff out so I got some more room here. Okay, does that have a lock on it? No, I don't think so. But it's like a knock sensor, is what it looks like. Let's go ahead and pull these. I'm gonna end up losing them if I don't. Pull, pull, pull. Yeah, 6, 7, 6. So it shouldn't be 7. I don't think I took that many out. Okay. Let's pull this ground wire, just so I can get that wiring harness moved a little bit. Oh, okay. It came right out. Okay. Coming right out. We got no oil in there. That's good. I'm not gonna lie, as easy as they're coming out, I thought there was gonna be oil down in there. And that would mean a valve cover gasket. So I'm gonna try and keep these kind of in the order I pulled them out. Now what I would do is go through and try to diagnose it. I'll just put the coils in there and just fire it back up, but according to my parents, they're pretty sure the plugs have never been done, so we're just going to go ahead and just take a step out and just do it anyway. Let me pull that bolt there. We'll pull this bolt so we get this wiring harness moved a little more. Oh, wait a minute, it's got a clip on it. Yeah, we'll pull it anyway. So my parents did buy another car. That's kind of why they just left this one to me to sit in my garage over here. Told them I didn't mind, you know, they can keep it over here. Okay, what is this wire that's kind of got me hung up? Now, can anybody tell me how Volvo does their motor? So, is this 1 through 6 or 1 through 6 this way? Because this is a tricky little setup they have in here. So, to get to the water pump, which is back here on the back side of the motor, you have to take all of this out. All of this. Which I was going to go in, replace belt, all that mess. As you can see, this is a line that my dad replaced. As you see, it's one of the only new lines in here. He told me, he's like, well, when you take that car apart, watch that hose. Alright, Pops, I got you. He replaced the thermostat, so he had to, I'm assuming he had to pull the manifold and everything off, and he broke this line and had to buy another one. So we're not going to do that, not today. So let's get our spark plug socket out, and long extension. West, I'll tell you, it definitely fits tight in there. Jump to our 3/8 drive. I love this here. So I bought a new ratchet here recently, and it does not have that. It's just really hard to push on and off, which I hate, because when I get ready to pull like a short socket or something off, I almost can't pull it off the ratchet. But this right here, check it out. Look, push button. Boop. So that's cool. All right. Don't mind me. I'm just being goofy. Okay, he says he's never been changed, but that was way too easy. Way too easy. Oh. Sorry, I thought I had it out of the way. Oh. Okay. Y'all, that's about, okay, when I just pulled that socket off there, that was the best feeling I think I've felt in a long time from any kind of I like that. Oh man. Okay, I'd say those plugs probably have some age on them. The iridium tip is down a little bit, so let's get in here. Go ahead and pull this one. Like I said, this mechanic set will, you know, cover most of the repairs you're ever going to do on your vehicle. Especially if you're just, you know, a shade tree mechanic, garage mechanic like myself. You know, people always ask me, why don't you, just take it to a mechanic and let a shop fix your cars? It's like, well, I like to keep my money, and I like to spend it on things that, you know, I probably shouldn't, you know, like that. Which is actually going to be for sale. I just, you know, I'm a sucker for toys. And if I'm spending my money at a car shop, at a mechanic shop, then obviously I wouldn't be able to afford half these toys. Because, you know, the Audi that we have is It's a 2016 Audi SQ5. It has 210,000 miles on it now. And my wife absolutely drives the wheels off that thing. Aside from when I was doing it, I mean, it's stage 2 plus tuned. Exhaust, it's got a little bit of stuff done to it. Got a little oil in there. So it's the repairs. I've had to do the PCV valve on it, and on the Audi, it's in the valley of the engine. So you have to pull the supercharger, intakes, all that mess, you know. And I've just finished doing it for the 3rd time on that car, and that is a shoot. I want to say it's like a $3,000 job at the shop, and I can do the whole job in probably 4 hours for $300 worth of parts. So it's definitely, and that wasn't even from the dealer. That was from a third-party European shop, or not a third party, but a non-dealer shop that specializes in European cars. Which is those 3.0s, the supercharged 3.0s that are in those Audis are notorious for PCV valve failures. They're also notorious for water pumps. The Audi, we hit 60,000 miles and I had to put a water pump in it. And since then, I've done the water pump twice. I've done the thermostat, water pump, I'll just say thermostat, water pump twice, and the obviously PCV valve 3 times, and then just little knick-knack performance stuff that I've changed out. But if I took it to a dealer for all that, or to a shop to get all that stuff done, oh shoot, that car right there, I'd have more money in repair cost or just shop cost than I would have in the whole dang car. So yeah, these plugs are worn. These plugs are... Did I miss a plug? Did I skip a plug? I feel like I skipped a plug. I did skip a plug, I think. Was that this one? Is it this one? Oh, it was this one. No. What did I do? I'm missing a spark plug. Oh, it is that one. Oh, there it is. I didn't push down hard enough. Okay. So this one, there's this one. See, I'm over here talking, wasn't paying attention. Out of sight, out of mind. The filler cap was in my way. See, look how nice that is. Like, you can just get here, pull that off. I mean, no lie, this is probably my favorite tool set from from now on. See, so is this 3 or is this 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, or is it 1, 2, 3? I don't know. I don't know. All right. So, all right, Sorry, I'm going to open it this way so you don't see my parents' address on the lid. Alright, so this is what we've been given. The plugs, did they say anything? Okay, yeah, those are auto light plugs, so I'd say those were replaced at one point. But these plugs, I cracked it open and looked earlier. They have no brand name. It just says Iridium. But this looks familiar. The numbering looks familiar, like it might be an NGK or... I don't know, doesn't NGK do the Iridium? I don't know, I'll have to look up that part number. But you can definitely see a difference. That one's not worn so bad. One of these was worn really, really good. Like, look at that. So, put this in here. I don't recommend dropping them in because you can change your spark gap if you hit the end there. So, an Iridium, if you don't know, you're not really supposed to change the gap on them. They should be all preset. Should. Because you don't gap them like you would a normal plug, because you can damage your electrode there on the end. Now we're not going to He-Man tighten these either. We'll just get her snug just enough to stay in there. Alright, we'll get our next one. Actually, let's do this. As we're going, we're going to drop these in. Alright. We'll put all the bolts and everything in when we get that far. Now, another thing I'd recommend that I don't have is some anti-seize. I would definitely put some anti-seize on here, especially going into an aluminum head. And then also some kind of like boot grease. Because the last thing you want is to have to change these spark plugs again. Now these are pretty solid all the way down, so it's probably not that big of a deal, but put a little boot grease, that way these will come out easy. But it's not like you have a big old long rubber one that you have to worry about tearing off, so it's probably not that big of a deal on here. But plus that boot's pretty stuck, and it's only probably not an issue on these because it literally only goes that far. So anyway, if you have a long coil pack that's all rubber, put some grease on it, because the last thing you want to do, let me recheck this because I can't remember yeah, the last thing you want to do is fight that. Third plug. Third. Don't know if it's the third, because I don't know anything. I'm not real, I guess, up to date or whatever on the Volvo, if it was an Audi, I could probably tell you everything about it. Or a Ram. That Ram, I tell you, it's been an awesome truck. You know, and when I bought it, I had people telling me, "Oh man, you done messed up. You should have never bought that." And I know it stems to the transmission problems that Chrysler had for the longest time when they were manufacturing their own transmissions. But when they went to ZF, I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name, but ZF for short, transmission life, I mean, is like quadrupled for Chrysler, and it was probably the best decision they ever made as far as transmissions. So then, you know what the Chrysler and Ram haters had after that? Oh, you got a knob to shift. Shoot, that knob is cool as hell, man. You can't tell me it's not. But like I said, it's been the best truck I've ever owned. I used to have a 98 Ram. I had a Jeep Grand Cherokee with the Hemi. Great. Obviously, it suffered transmission failures. After the second transmission started going out, I washed my hands of it, and that's actually what I traded in when I got my Ram. Back in 2015. It's a 2014. I bought it in 2015, December 2015, with 20,000 miles on it, and it's probably the best decision I've ever made. I want to say that at the time, the $30,000 I spent on that truck was the best decision I've ever made. That truck has lasted me so much, or so long. The maintenance on it has been just great. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better running vehicle. Other than, you know, it's got its little quirks and shit. You know, the manifold bolts breaking. That's been a problem forever. I'm not sure if they even know how to fix it, because it happens on basically almost all the Hemi motors, even some of the V6s. And I would probably chalk it up to the manifold design, because it's like a log type manifold. It's just, you know, you got aluminum and cast iron. They're gonna expand at different rates, and you know, you do that over enough time, you see. Look, you see what I did again? I missed the middle one again. So I mean, that's why it's snapping them. But you know, I've done my truck, I don't know, I've done them 2 or 3 times. It's not bad. It's pretty, I want to say, if you are a well-rounded guy that you know, has access to a welder, it'll be an easy job for you. Now, if you have access to a drill and tap, or a drill and an easy out, you're probably not going to enjoy doing it too much. But welding a nut on there is the easiest way to get those studs out. And I don't think I would do it any other way. But other than that, what a lot of people don't know, because I haven't made my updated video yet. That looks close. I haven't made my updated video yet, so a lot of people don't know, but I did eventually have a transmission failure on the Ram. And I wouldn't necessarily say it was ZF's fault. I did I would say I'd abused my drivetrain quite a bit on that truck. Towing stuff that I shouldn't be towing because it's way overweight, way over capacity. You know, for my truck with the 321 gears, the towing capacity is not a lot. At least it's not supposed to be. They reserve that for the 373 gears and so on. But the and the transmission the transmission did not fail. It still drove. Everything's fine, except it was making noise. It was clattering. It was making a clicking noise when you try to drive in it. And it was great one day, and then the next day the wife, I forgot what the wife was doing, but she was actually driving the truck. And she pulls down the driveway, you know, and she calls me. She's like, "Your truck's making a weird noise." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" "Truck's making a weird noise." I said, "Well, back up." I said, "Well, back up. Let me listen to it." So she's backing up, and I can hear click, 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 click. And obviously the RPMs of it sped up with the RPMs of the tire rotation. So I knew it wasn't like necessarily motor related. I dropped the pan, and the pan was full of aluminum chunks. And that was a little disheartening, but the thing about those transmissions in Rams is there are a ton of them on eBay. And I bought a used transmission out of an SLT. Now my truck's a Bighorn. Out of an SLT with 70,000 miles. It was a 2017. It wasn't a 2014, but it was 2017. I did have to switch in my TCM because the TCM that was attached to that vehicle did not have like the electronic like steering wheel shifter, and it didn't have I'm pretty sure it didn't have a tow haul mode and all that. But when I realized I couldn't use my steering wheel functions, that kind of irritated me. So I pulled the transmission pan back off and pulled the valve body, and then switched my TCM back into it. Just so, you know, I can retain all my factory functions and all that. And the transmission has been great, but that transmission lasted to 236,000 miles with all the abuse and towing I done with it. When I bought that truck, I had a hardwood flooring business. I was towing a 14-foot enclosed tandem axle trailer full of hardwood every day. I did that with that truck for about 6 months or so. Before going a different route. And you know, and then of course, you know, I've towed a lot of heavy stuff I shouldn't have been towing, and I got a few folks that can vouch for me on some of that stuff. So but yeah, for the most part, that's the only main repair I've had to do. I've done the water pump twice on my truck. The second time wasn't a pump failure, it was a gasket failure. So I just went ahead and just chalked it up to what it was and just replaced the water pump again. And that would be the Gates video that you saw. I wasn't going to video me actually replacing the water pump because I need to get it done quick. I really didn't have time to deal with cameras and all that, because at the time that was my only vehicle. So What in the world is going on here? Okay. Oh. What is that? Oh, it's a piece of that wire loom stuck in there. Okay. Come on now. Okay. So I didn't go all that route with the video, but after I had to do it again, I was pissed. So I made a video about the water pump, and I bought a Gates water pump because I thought, you know, being a more established name brand, I don't know why that's not clicking on there. Tell if I got trash in there or not. With it being a more established brand, that it would have been a good choice, but in my case, yeah, baby. She does love you, baby. Hey, both of y'all, come here. Oh, being a parent's great. Okay. Well, too late. Come here. Where's the other one? What's going on? Tell my community what's going on. Tell me.
Let me have a potato, and I have to have one.
You have to have a popsicle?
Yeah, it's my 8-year-old.
Oh, well, Sissy's eating candy. Why can't you have a popsicle?
I told her she could, but she threw
You know
it
what?
on the ground.
Next time, you ask me.
Okay.
Okay. Now, go out there before you open that.
See? No reason.
Mm-hmm. Love you.
Edit that out.
Okay, click. Click. All right. You know what? Because I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, I did tighten that. So I missed that one on like everything so far. So. Alright. Okay. Okay, that one clipped. Yeah, these definitely fit on there a lot tighter. It may be because my dad possibly bought some remanufactured aftermarket ones, maybe. Okay, well, let's not try to break it. Okay, all right, let's do a little. Okay, that clicked. That clicked, okay. And ground. There's my ground. Where's my other one here? That's not a ground, that's just a... That wire loom just falling apart. It's probably something I'll have to change out too, because if you know, it's important to keep your wire, the insulation on your wires from cracking and start shorting out, and then you end up with a poor running car. You have no idea what's wrong with it. It's usually because you end up with a broken wire somewhere. And a lot of people don't realize that your wires also kind of have a lifespan with your car. Alright, that's it. We'll get in here. Let me go kind of clean my hands up. We'll fire it up and get the codes cleared. Alright, I've cleaned my hands. Let's get in here. Let's say, if we're going to clear these codes, I need my trusty scanner here. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's go WD2. Let's see. Our mist is gone. Let's just go in here. Pull our system again. We'll press down. Read codes. This is okay, same codes. Let's go in here. Let's go to erase codes. Okay. See, they're prompting us turn ignition on with engine off. So it's off, ignition on. Okay, that's on. Close the door. We'll go okay. Alright, it has been cleared. So we're going to go escape to quit. And our check engine light's off. Nice. As you can see, the traction looks like we have a speed sensor might be out. So that'll be another video. This was just a quick this was just a yeah, this was a quick video, just kind of showcasing some of our neat new toys we got here, and a quick plug and coil replacement. So if y'all like that, we'll get into and we'll check out our wheel speed sensors and getting the water pump replaced on this. So thank you guys for watching, and that's that's it. That's done. I'm gonna throw this engine cover back on, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.